You guys recently made an appearance in Fortune magazine as one of the top places to work, and you trumpeted some of your diversity numbers, and I want you to share those with us because I think they're really important because you've worked really hard to diversify your own organization.
Thank you. We were so excited to be included in this national ranking of best places to work for women. So we ranked number 50 in our first year on the list, and it was truly a dream come true for me. Included in that were our gender stats, which are well above the average. We've known this for a while. So across the board, overall 50-50, almost exactly. Technical 25%, still working on that, and also executives 40%. So it was exciting to see a nod to that because it has been a big part of our culture for now almost 10 years.
It's interesting, Chamath Palihapitiya of the Social Capital Partnership just came out with a new list today called the Future List, ranking venture capital firms by gender, age, and their own level of diversity, and it was pretty dismal. I mean, we already know that the numbers aren't great in venture capital when it comes to women, but what's your reaction to something like this?
You walk down the halls of a venture capital firm or any traditional financial institution, you'll notice something. They have a lot of work to do to get to where companies like Eventbrite are today. I think that it's actually not about the VC firms, though. It's about the number of women founders and the number of women leaders. Role models, that's the most potent form of changing gender equality. When I look at Elizabeth Holmes or Melody Hobson.
Exactly, by the way, you're the second female founder on our show today, so.
You guys are doing pretty well. But it's hard. I mean, it's hard to be a working mother. It's hard to be a founder. You put those two together, you have a hard proposition. But the more and more that I see these types of women role models around me, the more I feel empowered. So I operate on three principles. Make sure we have great role models at Eventbrite. Make sure that as a company, we're building the infrastructure to really support working parents overall. And then three, be honest with ourselves. And when we have an area that we need to work on.
So let's talk about Eventbrite. $200 billion in global ticket sales. Talk about the momentum and why it keeps building.
Well, what we've tapped on now for, again, almost 9 years is this wide gap between the big incumbent ticketing providers and the do-it-yourself methods of email, spreadsheet, guest lists, and that gap was very large. We're a multi-category ticketing platform, and there's a real use for that in the world. We have tens of millions of active consumers who are actually coming back to Eventbrite to find great live experiences, and I think what we've keyed in on is that humans like to connect. It's why they come to events like this summit. We need that connection, and so that's our vision, is to bring the world together through ticketing, and it turns out it's a great business as well.
Is Eventbrite a unicorn? Do you embrace that designation?
Well, I guess there was a definition put upon us, right? I feel like we're pretty magical. But for us, it's about, can we fulfill our promise to our investors and to ourselves that we can drive real value through this notion of bringing the world together?
If the fundraising climate shifts tomorrow, are you guys okay? What do you do to adapt?
We are. Probably the proudest I've been of the company has been in the last 9 months. So before it was a sexy topic, we were going after efficiency because we could see the writing on the wall. This isn't my co-founder and our CEO's first rodeo, so we knew that we needed to make ourselves foolproof if we want to stay independent. So I'm really happy to say we're doing okay, and we're on that path to independence.
So, you and I have been talking about this for years now. You've said Eventbrite will go public. You will be a public company. One of the things Bill Gurley of Benchmark said on stage today is companies should operate as if they are going public someday. This idea that you never have to go public is unhealthy. So, what's your response to that, and what are your plans now?
Well, speaking of health, I think it's really important to build a healthy organization, and I do agree with Bill Gurley that we should be operating as if we want to go public tomorrow. We don't want to go public tomorrow, but we actually are getting ourselves ready to be a sustainable, independent company with optionality. That works in both the private markets and the public markets. And the idea is that you can't rely on capital markets for your growth. You have to start to self-fund your own growth. And that's really what we're keying in on. That is, again, very unsexy in the Valley to talk about right now, but efficiency is something that is number one if you're going to stay independent.
Right.
And I think that's just a totally different ballgame.
It's not about being sexy, it's about building a great business.
That's right.